An attacker and a defender across one table. They disagree on plenty, but they are studying the very same system from opposite ends. A note before we start, both speakers are fictional composites, not real people. Where we clash and where we surprisingly agree is the whole lesson. This is a two-person debate between a hacker and a CISO. The format is simple. For each topic, you'll hear the attacker's view, the defender's counter, and, more often than you'd expect, where we actually agree. The point isn't who wins, it's what you learn when each side has to defend their thinking out loud. First question, how do you pick a target?
Mostly it's opportunity. I scan the whole internet and hit whatever's weak. You might just be unlucky. But if there's a payday or someone's paying me, then yes, I'll target you specifically. Either way, your exposure decides, not your fame.
So I plan for both? Attack surface management for the opportunists, and threat modeling and segmentation for the determined ones.
You're unlucky by default, and target it if you're worth it.
What's the cheapest way in the thing I'm underinvesting against?
A valid password, phished or reused from some old breach. No exploit, no malware, no alarm. I just log in. Humans are cheaper to break than software.
That's why phishing-resistant MFA is my first euro, why I block breached passwords and kill reuse with a manager. We agree on this. Identity, not the firewall, is the real perimeter now. Let's talk compliance. Doesn't the certificate prove you're safe?
I love a compliant company. Compliance is a checklist, not a defense. You pass the audit 1 week, and I show up the other 51.
Compliance is a floor, never a ceiling. I use it to force budget, then go well beyond it. Controls have to be continuous, not audit day theatre. We agree on this too. A certificate on the wall stops no one. Then a sharp one. Is risk assessment actually worth anything?
I don't attack your top 5 risks. I attack the one you forgot. Your assessment reflects what you imagined, not what I find. And your low likelihood item is often my front door.
It's how I prioritize finite money, imperfect, not useless, but it has to be living, threat-informed, and humble and paired with real-world testing, or it's just a spreadsheet.
A risk register you never attack test is a wish list.
On MFA and patching, can't you just patch an MFA everything?
0 days drop daily. You can't patch hundreds of systems instantly, and weak SMS or push MFA iPhish or fatigue right through. I race your patch cycle, and I usually win the gap.
So I prioritize what's exposed, exploited, and high impact, use compensating controls to buy time, and close the MFA gap with phishing-resistant keys. We agree on this. Speed of response beats the illusion of perfection. Security evasion, how do you stay invisible to my tools?
I live off the land. Your own built-in tools, no malware to flag. Low and slow, and I clear the logs behind me. If you only watch for known bad, you'll never see me.
So I hunt behavior, not signatures. I baseline normal, keep tamper-proof centralized logs you can't wipe, and run proactive threat hunting on an assumed breach footing.
Your antivirus is looking for a costume I stopped wearing.
Detection and dwell time, how long before I'd even notice you?
Often months. Average dwell time is shockingly long. Your dashboards were all green the entire time I was inside, because you watched the perimeter, not the interior.
Which is exactly why I measure dwell time and mean time to detect, monitor east-west traffic and identity, and assume you're already in.
Green dashboards are not the same as an empty house.
Pen testing, how often and how deep?
An annual scope test misses how I actually work. I don't respect your scope, your change freeze, or your business hours, and new tech ships weekly, so your test is already stale.
Continuous scanning plus periodic deep red team and assume breach exercises, testing after every major change, not just on a calendar, and varying the depth from scoped pen test to goal-based adversary emulation. We agree on this. Testing must match the pace of change, not the budget cycle. The human element, are users really the weakest link?
They're my way in. One click, one reused password. And I exploit helpfulness, urgency, and fear, not just technology. But a trained, suspicious workforce genuinely slows me down.
So I make security the easy path, not the obstacle. I make reporting blameless. A fast I clicked it saves us. And I run continuous, relevant training, not one annual video. We agree on this. Blame silences people. Enablement turns them into sensors. Now the hard one, ransom economics. When the note appears, do I pay?
Gangs run like businesses. They'll decrypt to protect their reputation. But with double extortion, I've already stolen your data before encrypting it, and paying funds the next attack, and marks you as a payer.
My default is don't pay, but it's a business and legal decision. Immutable offline backups remove most of their leverage, and you decide the policy before the crisis with legal and the board.
Paying gets your files back and puts you on the repeat customer list.
Let's challenge the hacker's self-image with industrial espionage. Aren't hackers all about a quick payday?
Not the paid ones. Some are hired to steal intellectual property and stay for years. No ransom note, no noise. The whole goal is to never be found. That breaks the smash and grab picture most defenses assume.
So I defend the silent threat too, protecting crown jewel data, watching for slow, quiet exfiltration, and investing in insider threat and long dwell detection.
The scariest attacker isn't the one who locks your files. It's the one you never notice.
A lighter but pointed one. Would you hire an ex-hacker?
Absolutely, you should. We think like attackers, which is exactly what your defense lacks, and a reformed pro finds the path your auditors never will. Judge the person and the track record, not the label.
The attacker mindset is invaluable on a red team, but trust, vetting, and clear boundaries are non-negotiable. And honestly, many of my best people came from exactly that background. We agree on this. The mindset is gold, wrapped in real accountability. Finally, the question every defender wants answered: what makes you walk away?
Friction. Every extra step lowers my return. Strong MFA, segmentation, fast detection, and I move on to an easier target. I'm a business. I don't fight a hardened network for fun.
I don't need to be perfect. I need to be costlier than the next guy. Layered defense raises your price past the payoff. We agree on this. You don't have to be unbreakable, just not worth it. Which brings us to the heart of it, the asymmetry. The attacker needs only one way in. The defender has to lock them all. That imbalance isn't a footnote, it is the job. It's why a defender can do almost everything right and still lose to a single missed door, and why the goal isn't perfection, it's making yourself expensive, slow, and loud to attack, so the attacker chooses someone else. So where do we land? Identity is the real perimeter. Compliance is not security. Test at the pace of change, not the calendar. Don't plan to pay. I'm prepared so you don't have to. Defend the silent, patient threat, not just the loud one. Hunt behavior, not signatures. Enable your people instead of blaming them. And above all, be costlier to attack than the next target. We don't shake hands as friends, but as professionals who see the same board. And the CISO's real takeaway is the whole point of this series. To defend the system, learn to think like the person attacking it.